Professor Klaus Schwab, Executive Chairman of the World Economic Forum, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by extending congratulations on the opening of the 4th annual meeting of the new champions, the Summer Davos, and a welcome to you all. At the crucial juncture when the world economy is slowly recovering, the meeting will explore the way forward for future development under the theme of driving growth through sustainability. This is highly relevant and significant, and I wish the meeting full success. The past 2 years have seen China emerge as one of the first countries to achieve an economic rebound and maintain steady and relatively fast economic development under extremely difficult and complex circumstances. We owe our achievements to the comprehensive implementation of the stimulus package. At the height of the international financial crisis, China's economic growth rate dropped by a big margin. Many enterprises completely or partially suspended operations, and some even closed down. Many workers lost their jobs, and a large number of rural migrant workers had to return to their home villages. In view of this, we acted immediately to introduce a stimulus package. From the second quarter of 2009, the downward trend in economic growth was quickly reversed. The economy grew by 9.1% in 2009 and 11.1% in the first half of 2010. Urban employment has kept expanding, people's income has been increasing, and social stability and harmony has been maintained. As the Chinese saying goes, one would never fully appreciate the difficulty unless he has experienced it in person. For a country like China, with 1.3 billion people, without a certain rate of economic growth, full employment and people's well-being can only be empty talk. The stimulus package has enabled us to not only maintain the current economic growth and social stability, but also, and more importantly, secure the sound momentum of economic development. The severe external shock did not cause a big fluctuation in China's modernization process. This is of major and far-reaching significance. In tackling the international financial crisis, we have always given top priority to transforming the economic development pattern and restructuring the economy. In the past 2 years, domestic demand, consumption in particular, has played an increasingly strong role in driving economic growth. Total retail sales in 2009 rose by 16.9% in real terms, the fastest since 1986. This good momentum is continuing, and the retail sales in the first half of this year grew at roughly the same rate as the same period of last year. The upgrading of the industrial structure has been accelerated. In the first 7 months of this year, the value added of high-tech industries increased by 17.7% year-on-year, 0.7 percentage point higher than that of the industries above a designated level. Infrastructure development has been strengthened. On the 1st of August 2008, the Beijing-Tianjin Intercity Railway, China's first top-class high-speed rail with full intellectual property, was put into operation, shortening the travel time between Beijing and Tianjin to only 30 minutes, and binding the 2 major municipalities as one. The Wuhan-Guangzhou High-Speed Railway that went into operation on the 26th December 2009 set the world record of the longest and fastest high-speed railway completed on a non-interrupted basis. Solid progress has been made in energy conservation, emissions reduction, and environmental protection. Last year, we shut down small thermal power plants with a total capacity of 26.17 million kilowatts and phased out inefficient production capacity of 16.91 million tons of steel, 21.13 million tons of iron, and 74.16 million tons of cement. By the end of this month, we will have eliminated an additional amount of inefficient production capacity, including 8.25 million tons of steel, 30 million tons of iron, and 91.55 million tons of cement. Energy consumption per unit of GDP has been reduced by 15.6% in the first 4 years of the 11th five-year plan period. Regional development has been more coordinated. In 2009, the growth rates of value added of industries above a designated scale in the central and western regions were 1.1 and 4.5 percentage points higher than the national average, respectively. In the first half of this year, such growth in the central region was 3.1 percentage points higher than the national average, and that in the western region on a par with the national average. Also, in the first half of this year, the central and western regions' contribution to the value added of industries above a designated level in the national total increased to 38.8% from 38.1% of the same period in 2008. What is more important is that we have made all-round arrangements for accelerating the transformation of economic development pattern and economic restructuring from a macro and strategic perspective. All these will give a strong boost to the stable and healthy development of China's economy in the long run. We have implemented a proactive fiscal policy and a moderately easy monetary policy with a non-precedented intensity, and at the same time successfully kept fiscal and financial risks under control. In the past 2 years, China's budget deficit and government debt have been kept below 3% and around 20% of the GDP, respectively. The asset quality of banks and their ability to fend off risks have improved. The capital adequacy ratio and NPL ratio now stand at 11.1% and 2.8% respectively, both in the safe territory. This being said, we are keenly aware of the latent fiscal and financial risks, especially the debt risks of the financing platforms of local governments. This is not a new problem, yet the risks have somewhat increased in recent months. We have formulated the measures to strengthen the regulation of those financing platforms, and implementation is well underway. In the face of the sudden international financial crisis, the extraordinary policy measures that we have adopted are necessary, and these measures have played a positive role, yet some negative impacts are hardly avoidable. What's important is to keep those negative impacts within the scope that we can manage. In this sense, we have done a good job in balancing the need of promoting positive effects with that of reducing negative ones. Taken as a whole, the results of our stimulus package are good.